difference in the seat right there.
It is, and I it's weird because I am. I'm used to having headphones. I'm really used to having headphones because, no, because they don't. It doesn't stretch. It's
I'm gonna get some longer cords though.
Yeah.
Right, that would be
because it helps me.
Yeah.
At least, like,
just be able to hear yourself.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah. I miss that radio.
Well, you know, this is what we.
It's habit. I did it for way too long. I've always done it that way.
Some pieces are just easy.
Right.
Yeah.
I like to hear myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the only one that want to hear you though.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Well, you know, I think I sound good when I'm talking to myself. I be romancing my own self. Hey, Scooter, what's up, baby? What's good? It's Coffee and Condoms. I am your host, Scooter, a.k.a. the Funky Grandpa, with my fabulous two co-hosts helping me out, hosting with me, rocking with me, Terry Free.
Hey.
And my man, Jay Will, the comic.
This guy. Sam.
It's going down. Of course, I'm representing, you know what I mean? Got to keep funky fresh, Eagle Green, you know what I mean? Because it's going down tomorrow.
It is. Shout out number 22, Keely Ringo from town. 253 is in the building.
Yes, he is. No doubt, no doubt. You know what's funny is that I work with the principal in my school, and he's like the stepfather or something to Keely. And, yeah. And, so I know him. And so he
always, they're going, that's my son, that's my baby. That's my son. I taught him everything I know.
That's my guy. But there's a lot more to this story. We'll dig it. That's a whole nother episode.
A whole nother episode.
That's what it is.
But it is going down Sunday, man. We're excited about it. You know, one of the things I couldn't wait to get to talk with y'all about, man, was the Grammys. And there's a whole lot to unpack with the Grammys.
You call them the Grammys, I call them the Wackies.
I mean,
same show.
You know, it's just crazy. Remember when the Grammys first came out? So my dad is a singer, right? He's a gospel singer. So my dad, when we was kids, wanted us to be like the next Jackson 5, even though it was only 3 of us, right? So my dad was determined.
Finding 2 somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. We was going to bring something in.
Right.
So we was determined to be this group. We was performing, half steps, everything. My dad was always big about how you perform on stage, right? So when we would watch the Grammys, he would always point out, like, yo, you see how that person's not singing to like a voice track, right? He would always point out, and a lot of black artists at the time did it. But it's funny that the roles have switched. The white artists now go live, and the black artists now use voice track.
You know why that is?
Because they're lazy.
Not only are they lazy, but they can't sing.
Yeah.
Like, right. Seriously, I mean, and in all honesty, I didn't watch it. I don't watch the Grammys like I used to.
Right.
Because the music that we all grew up in, or that's considered old school, was true music.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like true music. Nowadays, I remember, when was it? They made a damn rap out of a freaking, like, say, Playmate type thing.
Right.
And it's like, wow, who does that shit?
Man.
Like someone who's lazy, who has no experience, but wants some cred, but really they suck. And so, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah,
I really
it's just
didn't.
Nowadays, and everybody is saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I just can't take 14 Lils winning an award
Man.
back to back.
Little.
Lil, Big Lil, Almost Lil,
Yeah.
Could Be Lil. Man,
Sort of Little.
Well, and the other thing too that I just have noticed over with this generation of rappers and stuff like that, a lot of them are dying at a young age.
Yeah.
Like you hear it all the time. Oh, so and so just got shot, and it's like,
I think drugs are bad.
Yeah.
Right. Just gonna call it.
They be burnt out, dude.
Man,
yeah.
They look old at a
But you
young
know
age.
what?
Yes.
I saw an interview. It was I forgot who it was, but he was talking about these cats ain't rappers. Even they don't call themselves. They'll say in a minute, like, we not rappers.
Right.
We more entertainers.
Right.
Isn't that like Lil Yachty and them? Like, I'm like, dude, they don't even know their history.
But see, for me, the Grammys was, we had Rap City, we had Yo TV Raps, we had BET.
Yes.
So man, you would see
Soul Train Awards.
You got to know the artists through their videos. So when the awards came out, you want to see if that art. I'm gonna be honest. Let's just keep it a buck. Beyonce won Country Album of the Year.
Come on.
Name 3 songs off that album. You can email me, send them to me, because I promise you, I can Google that album and all I ever hear is this.
This ain't Texas.
Man, you win Album of the Year.
Well, yeah.
And I'm gonna go back one. Killer Mike. I'm from the South. Hey, I rocks with you, my boy. You was a monster with Big Boy.
Yeah.
But your album, hadn't heard 2 tracks off of it, and you won Album of the Year in 24. So again, the Grammys don't hold that weight it used to.
But I'm gonna tell you something. So I had an opportunity once to vote on the Grammys. So when I was going to school for radio, there was this cat named Brian Bell, and Brian Bell was like some music alum dude or something. So Brian was like, came to the class one day, and he was like, yo, we're gonna vote on the Grammys, and he was a friend of our teachers. So I was like, yo, that's dope. So come to find out, they have this little board or scheme, people, they send out these awards, but you can only pick 5 categories, right? And then you just kind of got to guess away at who you think is going to win the joint, right? So he was like, well, I usually don't do hip hop. And I was like, well, we're going to do hip hop. But in the category of the people they had, it was like this person, and Eminem. And it was the first year that Eminem I got it. So I was like, damn, I don't even know none of these other folks. So then that made sense to me, like, okay, so this is why back in the day, Will Smith would win. He had an album in 5 years.
His name was on the
recognizable name. Yeah. It'd be names that it'd be like Young Pup, Street, Silly, and then somebody else, and then Eminem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So of course you go and imagine the folks that's actually got the card, right? None of them look like us.
No, and I did see the speech from the president. Was it the president of the Grammys who had talked about in the past they had been criticized heavily about the representation in the Grammys, and so they, their big DEI and all that stuff. Right. That's a whole nother thing. But I think I really think nowadays that the music and even Beyonce, we all know good and damn well she is not a country singer. That is not country music. That is a TikTok dance.
The Album of the Year says she is the greatest thing that ever happened to country western music.
No.
Beyonce could be singing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" and she gonna get Album of the Year. Go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying though? Because in the age that we are in, it's social media, it's TikTok.
Yeah.
What can we do a TikTok dance to? Yeah. So that I feel is what spurs the popularity and all of that. Because hey, the reason why you hear Beyonce all the time is because you can do a line dance. And you can hear...
and we big about making everything culturally acceptable now.
Right, I can't TikTok dance. I got the same old 2-step. Look
here. That's it?
Man, there's too much energy. All this flipping, and I got to flex it, and then I got to roll it, and then I got to tuck it, and I got to tap. Look here, man. I'm going to just sit down, and when you finish doing all of that, I'm over here by the bar. Let's get a drink.
Right.
I get to know you over here. Yeah.
Right. But yeah, Grammys didn't watch. I had it in the background as white noise, But it's been years since I've actually really watched it or any award show.
Let me tell you, did you see Jaden Smith had a castle for a hat?
I was just about to touch on that.
What the hell was that?
The outfits were,
oh my God.
Let's just call it different. That's what I'm going to go with so I don't get bashed over the head of, you don't know fashion. I'm a t-shirt guy. Jeans and t-shirt every day. If it's up to me, this is called my business t-shirt right here.
You not telling me that a castle hat is fashion.
I gotta wear shoulder pads and bedazzle my collar and then put on a red tie with some blue shoes and a green shirt just so I can say I'm fly at the Grammy.
But you know what? They're sponsored. That's all that is.
Right.
That's all that is sponsorship.
Who said that though?
That's all that is sponsorship. Some up and coming fashion designer from a house. Whether it's Gucci's house or Louis house or wherever.
I looked at a lot
it's
their outhouse.
But it's their opportunity to be seen on somebody.
Yeah.
So it's their.
How do you pitch that though? Yo man, I got this castle hat.
I want to wear these.
But look at who you're talking to. Jaden Smith, of course, he's gonna wear some shit like that.
Right, true.
You're not gonna go to.
This cry for help is real. We all know he's from a fucked up situation.
Poor Jay. Poor Jay. Mama was fucking his friend.
Man, best friend. He liked them too. And his mama had him
they
first.
was cool.
I mean, I get it. But when you're looking at, you're telling me this is today's generation, and you're telling me that man, when you wear feathers and then you bedazzle one, not even all of them, just one, and put that on the center of your forehead and walk out and go, voila. Somebody ought to slap the bejesus up out your mouth, man. That is just ridiculous.
But you also have to remember most of the European fashion is very different than our fashion, right?
Yeah, Kanye girl, she proved that.
she was saran wrap and called it cool.
Yo, here's the crazy part. Did y'all watch that? Like, he orchestrated that. Like,
of course.
You can tell she didn't really want to do it, and he was like, I turned her ass. He was like, take the motherfucking coat off.
I think they practiced the moves. When she turned around and popped the shoulder, that's okay.
Of course they did. Of course they did. It's all
and they tried to act comfortable, but they both looked uncomfortable with it.
But it's a show.
Yeah.
From start to goddamn finish, from the red carpet into and out of, and all the after parties, everything is scripted.
And we watched. And
I
again,
did.
The Matrix, I'm ordering the other pill. Like, I think I've been taking the wrong pill for too long. It's time to switch colors. Because I can't see this. I'm John.
I didn't watch it, but I did go Google the video because I wanted to see what everybody was talking about. So I did YouTube the video, and I was like, yo, like he was just like, she turned around, she gave him that look like, I don't know about this, and he was like, take the fucking coat off, take it off. You know, he gave her the
that constipated look off.
Pick the coat off now, and she did the little joke.
Is he another Diddy?
I think so, dude.
Is when her 10 years of
He's a dangler.
His cease and desist is up, and she
He's not a Diddy, he's a Diddy. It's somewhere in there.
There's gonna be another lawsuit, and he's gonna find himself. That's one thing I did do. Speaking of Diddy, I watched a couple of documentaries on him and stuff.
Yo, it is crazy how many documentaries and movies have come out in this much six. Yo,
so you had all
everybody got information.
You were just waiting.
But there's a 10-year waiting period. So yeah, all the DNRs are done.
I get
or,
10 years
what you call it?
But you're telling me in the age of the internet, ain't nobody said nothing till they put handcuffs on and put it behind bars.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Well,
no. Sarah.
No.
Sarah jumped on there.
Jaguar, right?
But we didn't call us crazy so many times, man. But again, you know my belief. We had this conversation before. In any conversation we deem to be crazy, there's something in there that if you really pay attention to, it's the message.
Something there.
With Orlando, man, I enjoy his interviews. I think the dude is hilarious. I think he has some issues that need to be worked out.
He say some crazy shit.
But some of the things he say, the jokes behind it and the weirdness behind it hides the message itself.
Fact.
So with Jaguar Wright, when she was saying this, I didn't say that she was wrong. I wanted someone to come confirm what she was saying that I had credibility in.
But here's the thing. You watch this, not to say that, like, I believe everything she said. She was there to witness the whole thing, and this is my whole ordeal with this. And I think she's even said it, but you're there, you're witnessing it, and now you're speaking up about how bad you feel that this was happening. Bitch, please.
You ain't say shit.
You didn't say shit then. You were so fucking into it, though, weren't you? But now you want to be the one that, I said this. I said, bitch, you're just as guilty as Diddy, and your fat ass needs to be in jail, too.
They all sat up and they're like, yo, Diddy raped her. Yo, you raping the nigga in the back. Like,
but see, that's
and everybody, and nobody said nothing.
And I get it. He's got a lot of power. He was given a lot of power. Just like, oh boy.
Young Robert.
But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's and I understand that FBI and they don't raid homes unless they've got solid shit.
That's real shit.
They really do not.
Yes.
This is and if you and the thing that I take, the reason why he's not getting the ability to get out is because they know his power, and he will intimidate the fuck out of witnesses, or he will have them murdered.
We know that Shine took the hit. We know Shine took the hit
in the club. I got 3 people. If they interview these 3 people, man, I'll be a believer. I need Farnsworth Bent, old Farnsworth Bentworth to step forward.
Yeah,
I need Dylon. Yeah. Hot Fire. I need you to step forward, man, to say something.
But you know what? The boy Chopper City got a video out.
Chopper Fred got one.
And Chopper City dude, he came out and talked about, because I didn't know Sarah and Diddy was getting popping.
He said they were smashing.
Yeah, he came out and talked about that. He said he walked in on Diddy kissing another major
in the mouth.
In the mouth.
Yes.
And there was the one chick that said, way back, said she walked in back in the day. And remember the dude, don't wake me.
They said that
he was sucking Diddy dick. They said them cats didn't pause. They didn't. She came in with the paperwork, and he was like, thanks for the paperwork. And Christopher Williams was just down there going to work.
But they were saying, do you remember when Christopher Williams got really sick?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that obviously You know,
the monster.
Yeah. And so I mean, they're
also cocaine and crack has a lot to do with Christopher Williams. Let's not leave out sacrifice.
But again, the thing is that victims of sexual abuse
usually turn to drugs for
absolutely drugs and alcohol in order to numb themselves, whether it's female, male, children. I mean, they're talking about that a 9-year-old.
Man,
a 9-fucking-year-old? Are you kidding me?
Dude, his was crazy. As you said, all of these people sat around, watched it happen. My thing is he gonna be quiet? Is he gonna break out his book?
No,
is he gonna break out his book and be like,
you know what the thing is that it's already done. Who's the white boy behind? What's his name? He's in jail too, for the same shit.
Epstein, dude.
Yeah, Epstein. But
those
guys were together.
He died, right?
He's dead.
Well, no,
there's another guy.
They said he's dead.
Yeah.
Because here's what I heard. I'm going to tell you, the Epstein dude, they said that he was walking in and out of jail. He had just the freedom to go in and out. But he had a list. He had a book. Now, mind you, if you walking in and out of jail, you got the freedom to come and go as you please. And you already had your little island. I think they was like, no, we just dip out to your island, dude. We're going to say you died in jail. And boom, because the names he had was huge.
But you have to remember, too, they cross paths.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you Diddy and Epstein.
And
the sad part about it is...
That's where they probably got the idea from.
This is my thing. Sex trafficking in other parts of the country, the world.
Right.
United States, heavy duties. Yeah. Your politicians, your big wigs, your presidents, vice presidents, all of that. They go to those Asian and Eurasian countries.
To do weird shit.
To do that shit.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to Thailand or Philippines anytime soon, but if I show up over there, just understand I'm not there to do that buzz.
I'm not here to get a little kid.
But that's the sad part.
I'm coming to visit.
But that's the sad part, and it's
that's what they think you're here for,
man. Because if you're American over there, $50 will get you. Man. You know me, I love
to have a whole kid sent to you.
I'm just saying, man, the whole family, you get them all, and somebody's cooking. $60. Grandma in there making rice.
They going to work.
Mom in the iron.
Somebody doing your toes.
Man, look at this. You can live like a king. $60 the Philippines. I'm not going. I'm doing it for research purposes.
Oh, okay. You do that.
Let me find Jay Will on the commercial somewhere and talk about something. Hey. I had a family once.
They got him. He did it again. No. The first time. I'm just going for research purposes. I heard for $60 in the Philippines, some amazing things can happen.
You know, it's so crazy, and we ignore stuff. Like the R. Kelly situation was crazy. That during his trial, the other trial, he was meeting chicks, and I'm thinking, well, how they family just let this slide?
Right.
There's no way you going through this trial, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's cool for my daughter to hang out with you. There's no way.
Right.
No way.
But that's the other thing too that boggles my mind. Like, you have daughters of your own.
Yes.
How the fuck do you do that?
But,
like, I don't, like, you have a daughter. Do you have daughters?
Yeah.
Would you ever, like, I mean, here's the biggest thing. As men with daughters.
Yes.
You want another man to treat your daughter a particular way.
Hell
However, there are plenty of men, I don't know, I can't speak on you. But there are men who, okay, I've got a daughter, and no man better treat her like this, that, or the other thing. Oh, but let me go ahead and treat either their mom or the other women that I see, that they see me be with, like shit. But don't let some other man treat my baby like that. Because I'm a good, no.
Well, hold on now. There's a flip side, because just like every woman loves to be like, I'm gonna make sure my son treat women this way and that way, and then he go beat the shit out of women. But
oh my God, I would beat my son to death.
You know, I'm just saying it do happen though.
But then it comes back to the, if you don't know, you don't know. So again, most like having sisters, having my daughters, if they're getting beat, they're not gonna come tell me because I'm reactionary. I'm gonna want to go fight whoever's beating them. They're not gonna tell me, and sometimes it's to protect me. I.e., domestic violence.
Yes.
Being in the military.
Yeah. Yes.
Had a situation where a friend of mine, her husband was beating her. She told me. Mm-hmm. I never seen it. When he reacted in front of me, I thought the right thing to do was to step in, and then she attacked me.
Right,
You know,
right, because that's a victim's,
yes.
you know.
But it's that when she told me, the way she told it was nothing. What I saw and what she told me was totally different.
Yeah.
So again, it's that lack of knowledge and
It's that trauma.
man,
But I agree with
situation.
Terry. Like, no, I used to sit down my daughter's boyfriends all the time, and to this day, I give them the same speech. Look, my daughter ain't no hoe, hoochie, side piece, jump off, don't treat her like that, bitch, none of that. Right? If she doing some stupid shit, you pull over, you put her out your car, you call me and say, hey, look, Scoot, I just dropped your daughter off. That's your best bet. Because if you put hands on my child, motherfucker, I'm coming for you.
Right.
Mine used to be however you touch her is how I'm going to touch you when I get even. So just understand.
It's that simple.
I from experience, I remember my my oldest son, he was seeing this girl and treating her like shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't bring, wouldn't bring her around the house because that's not his girlfriend, but he's gonna treat her like shit. I called her up and I said, "This is my son. I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't you ever let him treat you like shit.
Okay.
Don't you ever." I said, because I'm about to get on the phone with him and I'm gonna go off on him. But don't you ever let him treat you like shit, because as a woman, that's bullshit. And I didn't raise him to treat a woman like shit.
Right.
Then I called my son. I said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?
Okay.
Do you want somebody to treat me like that? Because I didn't raise you like that."
Right.
But see, I grew up where my grandmother would protect. If my uncles hit their wives, my grandma wanted to know what they
Old
did.
school.
So
Very old
it's
school, yeah.
Generational.
Generational.
It
It is different.
It's how you talk and
Yeah.
how you raise. For
Matt-
you, I applaud you, Queen. Like, man, talking to your
Right.
No,
son that
I
way.
refuse. I mean, and he didn't see that in his home, right? He didn't see his dad do. I mean, yes, he saw arguments, no doubt.
Right.
But he also saw how spoiled we did each
Right.
other, whatever the case. And you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They also, all my kids also witnessed there's unhealthy fighting and there's healthy fighting. They witnessed a little bit of both, right? So, but the thing is that I agree with you. Generational. Back in the 40s, 50s, and even in the 60s.
I just remember
you didn't talk about it.
Yeah, like my parents did 60 years. My parents were married for 60 years. And I can honestly tell you, I remember maybe one fight they had because they just, that was something they didn't do in front of us.
Right, absolutely.
Nowadays, parents is right there rocking, telling their kid jump them.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Or they get into the fight, they broadcast it on the internet, the
Yes,
whole world sees
yes.
it. When people are trying to figure out why are you still with them, you're trying to defend what I saw, but you showed it to me. So why would I defend that?
But also remember, what are the ages, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Parents nowadays are 20 years old.
True.
With little kids.
Right.
Right?
Multiple kids.
Back when growing up, my parents were older generation, right?
Right.
So most back in the day, you either had a stay-at-home mom, right? You didn't have all the social media, things of that nature, all that. So it's crazy how this world has really just
I was taught day one, what happens in your house stays in your
Yes.
house.
Yo, these kids talk about everything now.
You didn't go to school and tell nothing.
Nothing.
I didn't care how many adults asked me anything about anything. I had a kid's place. You gotta go talk to my mom.
Yes, you gotta talk to my mom.
Yeah.
Dude, I couldn't even come to your house and be hungry. You know what I'm saying? I come to your house, my mom, yo, Scooter, would you like something to eat? No, that's fine. Someone be growling, touching my back. No, it's fine. You sure? No, I'm cool, it's cool. Well, you can stay for dinner. No, it's fine.
You would probably have to call. You
You
had to call and say, so I got invited to
They said it's
dinner.
okay.
Yeah.
And then my mom would get on the phone with their mom and be like, you sure it's cool? Woo, woo.
I don't want to
And
take
then-
nothing from nobody else.
Yes.
You got people over there you need to feed. He can get something, he get home.
Yeah.
Man, my mom.
Now they come with their hand out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now kids is they will ask for your last.
Right,
So I work at a school.
I just heard kids ask for a food stamp card just last night. Like, you got your food stamp card? This is a stranger you're talking to.
Right. I got my food stamp card.
What about you?
I was in amazement because the lady turned and took them to the store. She bought them something.
Wow.
So, man, shout out. Man, that was a beautiful situation.
Right.
But I was baffled by it because if my kids had did that,
Man.
I would have removed my kids' lips. Like, because I was taught that, man, you don't beg. You don't go for
Not at all. Not at
pride.
all.
Like, it was a pride thing for me. You begging this other person makes it seem like I can't take care of you.
We've gotten away from we are representation of our parents.
Yes.
That's how my
Our
parents,
name.
Right. My parents was like, I remember one time my mom came home, it was wintertime, I'll never forget. and I used to have this long triple fat goose, right? It was like one of them trench coat joints. And my mom comes home, comes in the house, bash. My dad and her went to the store. They come back, she comes in the house, she mad. Comes right in the kitchen, comes to me, "Was you outside peeing?" I said, "What?" I'm 16.
It's a little different than
I'm 16 at the time.
Scooter, I'm guessing.
I'm 16 at the time. I said, "What?" My mom said, "I thought I saw you on the corner peeing against the fence." I said, "Why am I been in the house?" And he had a coat on like you. There's a bunch of coats like mine. Like, why would I go outside and pee?
Got a whole bathroom back here.
And I got in the house. But she was ready to check me. And the bad boy, my mom wasn't like, "Oh, my bad, sorry." She was like, "Well, it better not have been you."
Yeah, you were still wrong.
Yeah.
Here's
Still
the lesson.
wrong.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna give you the lesson in it.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up country, so peeing outside, that was just what we did. But my mom had this thing of shame.
Yeah.
You ain't got no shame. Because we were just taught, you gotta go. You go out of sight, you go. But there was sometimes we'd be at family functions around the corner.
Right.
You don't know who's gonna turn that corner. If her friend came around the corner, I was out of sight when I started. Your friend came while I was in action.
Right.
She would go back.
She
"Ooh,
still
your
got
son
close.
around the corner, his little mess hanging out." My mom mad all day.
All day.
Because you ain't got no shame. Well, I'm going to tell y'all, I don't. I have none at all. I'll free Willie.
I mean, here's the thing. If I had been outside and needed to pee, I would have peed.
Man.
But my mom just came in.
But you got accused because the coat.
Yes, because the coat.
You bought at Pick and Save like every other parent sending their kid to school this year.
Yo.
Or pay less.
Man, I couldn't believe it, dude. But you know what's even crazy? Because my mom always used to hit me with the, "Well, if this kid,
Man,
they all jump off the bridge, what you
You
doing?" I said that to one of my kids, right? So again, I work at a school. So I had said to one of the kids, because they was like, "Well, all these kids is doing it." And I said, "Well, if these kids jump off bridge, would you do it?" That kid was like, "Well, yeah."
And then everybody else is doing it.
If they're having fun. I was like, "You man."
They asked, how was the bridge? That is besides the point,
Right,
Snippy.
right.
It's a lesson here. So my mom would do the exact same thing, that speech. But I grew up in that it took a village to raise a kid.
Facts.
Yes.
Yes.
Again, Sister Ethel said at the corner, "Man, bad news beat you home."
Yep.
Man.
They
Very
told
true.
you. So, like, even now, me and my wife, our establishment with our kids is, don't let bad news beat you home. You come tell us.
You
Yeah.
better let me
You
know.
come tell us.
Word is bond.
We'll be willing to protect you if.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you let the world tell us, now we question you too because you should have came yourself. Like,
Right.
don't let them tell you.
We had
You
the
tell
stoop, right? Like and we had the little front stoop, and it's crazy. Like now you got all this social media. I remember I used to be doing dirt. I get home and my mom and them would be like, "Oh, so you was over there throwing bottles? How in the world did you find that out?"
You looking around and everybody got the same face.
Yep. Everybody. Like,
You was guilty until you could prove that you were innocent.
I know.
yes.
Like, don't have a soda with you because then you are guilty no matter what happened. It had to be you. There were
Yeah.
Pepsi bottles and you got a Pepsi.
Nowadays, you have parents. They're willing to tell you even when their kid is wrong. They will say, "Well, not my kid.
Right.
Not my kid."
And
Right.
argue you.
Yes.
But I was the one that saw you. I brought you a photo. Man, I'm screaming this video. I sent it to you.
Man.
Coaching, it's the worst thing ever. Like, I tell people all the time.
God.
I give a speech to all my parents. You can't
Right.
talk to me 10 minutes before a game.
Right.
You can't talk to me for 30 minutes after a game because I'm an adrenaline junkie and I'm hyped up off of the coaching and the game and how it goes. But I would tell my kids, when you're on the bench with me, your parents are over there, they're fans. I don't care what they yelling, don't listen to them. Because I would always get the kid that he could play basketball because he liked the game, but he's not going to be the next LeBron James.
Right.
But you talk to the parent and, "Oh, my son is doing all this amazing stuff at home." Well, he been in the gym with me for 2 hours practicing. I've seen none of that.
None of
So
that.
when did he practice it? Like, when did he get this ability to do the LeBron moves when I just want him to catch it with his hands and not his face?
I can't stand a parent that's yelling from the stands. I'm telling them, like, we running the play, right? So I'll be like, box one, get down into the court, get down. That's not the play.
And you'll hear the parent say, "Don't listen to your
I
coach."
used to be
That's
like
you?
that.
Oh my God, no.
I used to be
Terry.
like that. I was like, okay, never mind. Stop. I would be like,
That's why Terry's sitting over there quiet.
I
She's
know,
like,
like-
I am that parent
but
yelling.
hey, they're both still
The
playing
worst is
ball.
the
But
dad
whatever.
that used to be. Man, I used to be all state. You pre-internet, so I can't go Google none of that.
Yo.
I gotta take your word for it. I met no one that says you could jump out of a gym.
Not nobody.
Everybody I meet say you can't jump a sheet of paper.
Man.
But you're on the sideline telling your son about your history, your stats, and how great.
How nice you was.
So now when I'm trying to put him in a position for my team to win, you're yelling, "Don't listen to the coach. This is what we practice."
Right.
But I would tell them, quick, you're going to hit a whistle. And then I need you to practice this move. Because you're going to be a cheerleader for me, man. You can't listen to your daddy and play for me. You play for me, you got to listen to me.
It is the worst.
Yeah.
Parents love the coach from behind. Like, you know what's crazy now? That was you? That was you?
Sometimes, not all the
Did
time.
you ever start trouble in the stands?
No.
Be honest.
No.
That's
I did almost get in a fight.
See, I know it.
But not in the stand.
Yeah.
Not in the stands.
Okay.
It was at a tournament in Portland. It was a Nike tournament, Rose City, I believe, way back in the day when the twins were probably 3rd or 4th grade.
Okay.
One of the two. Malia was playing, and they just got done going against one of the teams that the sponsor guy who ran the tournament was one of his teams.
Okay.
The long and short of it is, so we're going into the championship game. One of the girls on the team was 2 years older, so she's not qualified to play.
Right.
Right? Hey, come on, let's
Terry found that out and bust out.
She the birth certificate check.
No, what I did is we reported it like we were supposed to. I didn't say shit about it, right? We reported it like we were supposed to. We made a grievance with the committee or whatever the case may be, and we're getting ready to go into the championship game.
Right.
And of course, the director, because it's her team that had their team, it was a guy director. Mm-hmm. It was their team that had the illegal player. And so they just finally said, never mind, we're gonna call this game. We're not even gonna play it. And we're like, what in the actual right? Granted, during the time off, I went and had a drink. With a girlfriend of mine, so we were coming back or whatever, and they're like,
so the original Karen was Terry first.
No, it was not me, the original. But let's be fair, right?
Right.
That's all I'm asking for. Let's
so did
be
they
fair.
move that team up? Did they let
No.
your team? Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
They still, and so I didn't point out who the child was. None of that. I did not. The only thing we did was put in a grievance.
Somebody got a 6-foot girl.
Right, yeah. Somebody's got a 6th grader.
Right.
Somebody's got a 6th grader on a 4th grade team.
She works as a janitor. That's cool.
And she was a dominant player, no doubt. She was good. So let's be fair. But you're playing 2 years, whatever the case may be.
2 years older than these kids.
So what happened was when we made the grievance, we come back. They say, Terry, they're not gonna let us play or whatever the case may be. So we're like, okay, well that's BS. They gave the championship to, of course, the director's team.
Okay.
Didn't let us play. Oh, we're just gonna call it whatever. I said, you know what? That's what happens when you have an illegal player on the director's team. Didn't call out who it was. Turned around. We're all leaving. Let's go get in the car because it was the last game. Let's go. All of a sudden,
somebody had something to say.
Somebody had something to say. My back was turned.
Right.
So
what they say?
If my daughter is not ill, I turned around and I said, don't come for me because I will beat your ass. And right now you coming for me. Like I turned back around. My older kids were like, Mom! And my little, I was like, you want? I said, I didn't say.
Terry got kids. Terry got like 5 kids, right?
I got 5. Yeah. I said, I didn't say whose kid it was, but obviously you know you're fucked up. So we gonna go? What are we gonna do? We gonna go? And my kids were like, oh my God.
Should we call no? She mad at them, not us today.
My kids grabbed me. My Mimi was like, Mom, please don't. And I was like, and my girlfriend was ready. We was getting earrings off.
That's one thing I do love about my kids. They will. I have to calm my son down sometimes because he'd be ready to rock with me, and I'd be
which is true.
Yeah.
But then it's so funny because my older 3 are so protective of their younger siblings that at games, oh my God, they would come out the stands. I was like, and y'all had to pull me?
See,
okay, bet.
With coaching, for me, that's why I had a team mom. My wife was the team mom. My wife dealt with the parents. I coached at practice. I dealt with the kids. I dealt with the officials.
Right.
And I would, every practice, every game, my kids had to repeat the same thing to me. Who don't we talk to? The refs. That's your job. That is my job.
Right.
You play basketball.
Right.
Man, but my kids we from Tacoma. So when we would go places, I hated that stereotype of Tacoma basketball because I'm not from Tacoma. I'm not teaching that style of basketball. I live in Tacoma, but my kids live in Tacoma.
Exactly.
We around Tacoma.
Yep.
We from Tacoma. So Tacoma basketball is just what we gonna do at some point.
But you know what? My daughter played. She
Tacoma got a bad reputation.
Man, everywhere we go.
And I would literally take her out there while she was in high school. She would do a run with some girls from Annie Wright, and but that's tough. But that's what teaches you to be tough. My daughter was the only female on a boys team for a long time.
But you know what, these kids
and that's why she's tough.
But these kids today they're not taught the respect side. Like so today, like I got kids that I coach will argue with the ref. I'll be across the court, hey, and he's steady trying to argue with the ref. They think that they are in the NBA right now.
But I was just gonna say that's the reason why they do that.
Yep.
Is because they're emulating what they see on the court, and you see LeBron arguing with somebody, you see all that stuff.
My kids would get up and they ass had flattened out, like it took the shape of that bench because I would go out here and lose by 200 with the worst kid on my team, but I never picked the kid for talent.
Right.
When I was coaching my son's friends were his team.
Yeah.
Right.
They were the same kids you hang out with.
Yeah.
Right.
But speaking of like with Keely Ringo, Keely's one of my kids. He played basketball for me for years. Slept on my floor, hung out. His grandma brought him to me.
Gotcha.
So when I see his mom telling the stories of how she raised her son, I want grandma to tell her version too, because Ringo with her is different than the Ringo that was with grandma because I saw both.
Yeah.
Right.
And it took both of them to get Ringo to the NFL. And
Oh,
his mom
sure.
is a beast about how she saw her son's potential.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But with us, we saw her son's potential too, and we were the ones that were trying to make sure he harnessed his full potential.
Right.
Because
Ringo surprisingly, Tacoma got a lot of athletes out of this joint.
So when I moved here, I started in Seattle. So Rainier Community Center, late night program. That's where I started.
Okay.
So when I got here, kids like Nate Robinson was playing in the gym.
Okay.
Logic and Roger Stewart was in the gym. Like Rainier Beach's team at that time were legitimately 7, 8 kids that could go play D1 basketball. And the first year I seen them when I was here, they lost state. Then they went back and won state. So watching those kids in the gym, like I would get a dunk contest. But see, Rainier had this rule where you can't dunk. They want to protect the rims because it's for the community.
Right.
And I would have some of those days where I'm working late night, so therefore I'm gonna get paid whether I'm in this gym with you or I'm at the house. So I would tell them quick, hey, you can dunk, but when I hear that rim rattle, I'm gonna go hit this button. And when the lights go out, it take a while for them to come back on.
Right.
Y'all getting on this bus going home, and I'm going to the house and get the same paycheck.
Right.
True story. I ended up throwing Jamal Crawford out of the gym that way. Shut the whole gym down because I didn't know who Jamal Crawford was.
Right.
Wow.
Not from here.
Right.
But all the kids did. And Jamal would come in the gym, and he wasn't a dunker. He was standing half court shooting threes. But Logic and Roger knew him, and they idolized him. So when I came in the gym, I was always about leadership. Right. If the rules are, and you're the elder, then you are setting the precedence for the younger.
Yeah.
So for me, when I worked for Rainier, I was a cutthroat. Like they all knew me. It was cool, but I came straight from the military. Sticking to the rules, and man, this is my job. But then I got to know them.
But as they got older and as they grew and matured and things of that nature, because it's the same way, guarantee you the way they are now is totally different.
Right.
Discipline, hard work, grind. Kids these days, we talked about it last week, they're soft. They don't know what hard work is. They don't know what grinding is. They don't, it's crazy to me because, I look at Michael Jordan, I look at Kobe, rest in peace, and, those guys, there were no day off. None. Didn't matter.
Remember when Kobe had that broke finger or whatever? That thing lasted for
He
years.
learned how to shoot left-handed, and he was just as proficient left-handed as he was right.
Right. Now they stuff they toe, and that's it.
Yeah. And nowadays, oh my God, my big toe hurts. I need to rest.
And the parents back that up. The parents back that up.
That's the reason why when you say there's a lot of athletes coming out of Tacoma, a lot of these kids have a work ethic from the old styles of coaching. Like I can list a bunch of coaches that I respect here in Tacoma that helped me with what I did with my program and how I coach my kids. I would go in the gym and watch them, and I would stand on the sideline and I wouldn't praise them then because these are the same coaches I'm gonna compete against.
I don't know a lot of coaches out here. I will shout out my man Chris Spivey. Chris Spivey's one of the dopest. He's one of the dopest coaches out there, dude. I see him turn some kids. I had a summer program, and he had this little white 8th grader girl that played ball, and he brought her out. And she schooled them cats. Man. She banged on them dudes, and I know they was like, "What?" Yo,
one of my favorite coaches in Tacoma, Arvin Mosley. Man, I would watch him. Arvin is one of them dudes. I talked to him in the barbershop and met him before I knew he coached. Never even knew he coached. Yeah. Popped in the gym and just watched him with the kids and how they responded. And I was like, man, he didn't command respect. Right. It was you wanted to give him the respect for his knowledge. Like he knew the game, and when he talked to you on your level. Yeah. So watching him, like even with my son, he did a camp. My son was there. I watched my son come home, and my son practiced every day for 2 hours with his left hand. That was a camp that Arvin ran, and he was saying, if you're gonna play basketball, you got 2 hands, use both of them. You gotta use both. Simple, that simple. And I wasn't thinking like me. I coached my kid, and I did left-handed drills, but never. Let's put this time into your left hand.
Right. Be just as proficient.
So when I came home, that was one of those things that, man, me and my son would go to the park and we worked. But I started coaching because the kids around my son, I seen their talent. Right. And I didn't want that, ooh, I want to get one to the NBA. I'm trying to get someone to the NFL. I wanted you to get through high school. Right. I wanted you to be able to survive without getting a record in high school. Right. Don't get arrested. Don't get kicked out of school. Right. Graduate. Right. Man, you got at least the starting point. Right. What you build after that, that's on you. But I wanted to get you to your starting point because that was what the coaches did for me where I'm from.
I think now it's so hard because now there's all these different rules, like you can't cuss at the kid, and you can't get at the kid, and
they soft.
Right. It's like you can't do this to the kid, you can't say that to kids, and kids be telling, well, coach yelled at me, and I felt like what he's supposed to do, but not yell at you.
We came from the military where. Right. The military changed on us. We saw the difference between how we were compared to when we came in, what we heard about, what we left behind, and saw what they became. It's the same with the kids in youth sports. That's true. Youth sports used to be, it was a way to get discipline the kid, hone him into what he wanted to be, but using it to get what you wanted from that kid. I wanted you to be a better person.
We had PAL. Did y'all have PAL? We had the PAL growing up. We had the Police Athletic League, and they had boxing, basketball, football. And this was back before cops was what they are now. You know what I mean? Like they lived in your neighborhood. But we had the Police Athletic League, and that was, I guess that was like a Philly Jersey thing, right? Like that we had that.
Yeah, because at our game,
every kid played all the
sponsors. They was there to arrest you after the game. They were there. They watched. They let you finish the game. You got 22. You still got the handcuffs right out though.
Well, I guess you shouldn't have went ahead and broke into that house.
You still
right before the game. Huh?
Right. Store robbery was still on the books. Get your 22 before we lock you up.
He broke in the house with his jersey on.
Jesus.
Drove away the team van. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't what you're supposed to do.
They will never see me. I'm just going to blend in right here. With the rest of these players.
My jerseys are orange.
Right.
What team got orange jersey? Them. Man, the only black team in the rhythm. Like, hey, that's got to be one of them.
What y'all think about this whole Elon Musk thing? Like, it's weird to me that
politics.
Like, what? I don't even know what position do we got in the government that he can look at books and records.
What's scary about that is that it's privacy.
Right.
It's a private. You've now broken the law, but you can't say anything about that. You can't arrest him because we have a president who is a convicted felon. Right?
It's just proof of what money can get.
Yes, because it's not really about politics. No, it's about money, and it's rich getting richer, poor getting poorer, and that's what's going to happen. And it's unfortunate. I'm scared for the next 4 years.
Dude, I've really been thinking about moving out the country.
A lot of people have.
I'm gonna keep it a buck because I'm like, man.
A lot of people have.
It ain't safe for me as a black man now.
Right.
It's really about to be open season on us.
It is.
I've been saying it since day one. Yeah. When Trump get back to office, when we start looking at what he's repealing and what he's man, we are 2 weeks away from them reinstating slavery.
Right.
I've been Googling white people all
everything.
Week. I'm hoping there's a white family that just want to take me in. If I'm going to be home, I just want one that's going to feed me.
Right, at least take care of me.
I'm too dark to be in the house. I'm too light to go to the fields. I just need a good white family that's going to look out for a heavyset brother that ain't got a lot of energy.
He said, as long as you got How did Joe go? Books on to China. Never seen it before. Who cares? He said, "You mean Mr. Velvet?"
But it's
just
scary.
saying, man, I'm at the point where I see it coming because the hatred that was stirred up when he wasn't in office
was crazy.
And he told the world, when I get in office, it's going to be a reckoning. And we act like we didn't hear it. Like,
no, don't say we.
No,
I heard it. I heard it, and
I'm gonna say we because man, the majority, regardless of how you voted, what you did, you heard it. I heard it. We acted like we didn't hear it.
I'm gonna tell you this,
I heard it.
Trump gonna hit some stuff where this gonna be the last time we ever vote. Man, he gonna mess around and be like, you know what? I'm extending the presidency.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with that though, for real, is that I wish at times that the criminals who are now incarcerated would be like, because you really can no longer say, hey, I'm going to put you in jail because you did this, this, and this. Because I'll tell you what, you trying to arrest me, I'd be like, but we got a president who has been convicted of 60 some odd, counts. He's convicted. He's the president. There's got to be something to that.
We got a country in debt. And they just keep raising the ceiling.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I'm stopping paying all my bills, and when they call me, I'm going to just be like, I raised the ceiling. I raised the ceiling on that.
I feel that I should have to pay you because your bill's $700. My ceiling is now $1,500. When I owe you that, call me back.
Call me back. That's it. They be like, Mr. Spencer, you owe us $700. No, I don't. It says right here, no, I think I owe you $14. Because I raised the ceiling. Like, as a matter of fact, let me get another couch.
Like my bro said, as long as I owe you, you'll never go broke. So therefore, man, there's gonna be some coverage. You can stay in business. I owe you. You're never gonna be broke as long as I owe you.
It is scary.
Elon's he's scary. Dude. But here's the thing: we still on Twitter. We still on all the stuff that he owns.
You think he's real? He look plastic. Like, you look at his face.
He does, doesn't he?
Like, we said Jamie Foxx was a clone. What does a clone look like? If we go, if that ain't one.
I'm gonna tell you, Cat Williams pointed something out. He said, "My Jamie Foxx don't have freckles. This Jamie Foxx, and he sure had like." I was like, "When Jamie get freckles, dude?" I thought the same thing. I was like, "What's wrong with his face?"
They made him better and improved.
Stop, you conspiracy theorist.
Because he's been downloaded. Like, look at his special, man. He took us on a ride. I was so emotional, man. I wanted to hug this man when we were done.
I didn't know what I watched. I was like
his daughter.
I could have went to church with that one.
For real.
Man, that was
his daughter.
Because, every Sunday I get up and turn on channel 52 and watch a little church, man. That's my way of giving back to
Jesus.
Yeah, to get back close to Jesus right there.
He got on that joint. He took you on an emotional ride, didn't he?
That's scary though.
Yeah. But damn.
Because our health.
But you monetize it. So then that's the part that I'm having an issue with. Because you made a special. So if you just wanted to talk to me, you could have sat down and did a video, put it on Facebook, YouTube, and those who wanted to see it could see it. Right. But you shot a special. You broadcasted it. You monetized
about your bad health.
So I'm with Kat, man. We watched his funeral. Like,
it was like a eulogy.
Again, I'm an advocate for freedom of speech. I feel like, man, you can't argue my opinion. You can only argue fact. I'm not going to argue my opinion. That's my opinion. If you want to try to change it, good luck to you. I'm not going to argue my opinion. Right. But I'm at this point now where what is an opinion becomes fact because I force feed this to you more than the actual truth.
I'll tell you what, Jamie proved that he's a good Googleizer.
Man.
He proved it. I want him to read my Googly. I do.
That's eulogy for anybody that's trying to figure out what the hell Scoop just said. I speak fluent Scoop, man. I spend a lot of time over here just trust me. This man can regenerate some words.
I was like, there was parts where I chuckled and there was parts where I was like, I don't think I should be feeling this way at a comedy special. You know what I mean?
I never felt this way about a man.
Right? I don't know, Jamie, why I'm crying.
Hurt you.
I don't even know Jamie.
Again, the conspiracy theory is that it was Diddy.
Well,
that's the theory, yeah.
Really? Oh, yeah,
yes,
the aspirin routine.
Right, I did hear that shit.
But that's because there's videos out there of people who say, well, when we went to the live show, the taping in the area of the special is edited. At the live show, he said, well, I didn't see that. So therefore, there's parts missing in my eyes. And I wasn't going to go to the live show. It was all in Atlanta. So if you really wanted me to get the whole story, and that's the reason why I said you monetize it.
Okay.
Because if you're, again, I'm one of those people, man, that I'm going to say your name. I'm not going to speak around you.
Right.
I'm going to speak directly at you because my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't argue me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if this happened, and again,
if I'm Jamie Foxx and I thought that he did that, I'm saying it.
But I'm one of those people that ain't going to arrest you and put your ass in jail if they ain't got some reason to do so. Again, with Robert Kelly, that tape was out. 1 million people watched that tape, and then you don't judge yourself, but you watch the tape, and then you made your. I had to see the tape before I can make my opinion. No, because if I heard you peed on somebody, I don't need to watch the tape and know that I don't condone you peeing on me.
First of all, I saw the tape.
I didn't.
I saw the tape. I'm gonna be honest with you, right?
I refused.
I saw the tape. First off, my brother for some reason has every star's porno. I don't know why he has. If you are famous and got a porno, my brother got it.
That was his collection of porno. That was what he looked for.
So I had seen it, but I ain't gonna lie. That girl was putting in work. I was like, yo, are we sure she's the age? Like, she was like, I was like, she looked like she was orchestrating the shit. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest. Not saying that he still like he fucked up. Like, but.
Underage is underage, regardless.
Fact. But I was like,
and the fact that a mother is going to hand their underage daughter over
that's
is
the part.
fucked up.
But here's what's crazy. Why are we acting like we didn't know he had married Aaliyah? That was black community knowledge for
Yeah, and I remember we talked about that. We talked about that and was like, but why are we turning a blind eye?
At that time, that was when radio was popping. So
yeah, we talked
most
about
of us, that was our news channel.
Yep.
We would listen to the morning news.
We talked about
yourself, your co-host. You put that information out.
Yep.
That's what made us go to the barbershop and go, hey, did you hear what they were saying?
Yeah.
Q93 said.
Yep. And we did. We talked about it, and it was like, okay, it was not. It was okay. That's a little sketchy
and people made opinions,
but everybody overlooked it.
But we still played.
I do not play R. Kelly music ever. Anything
I ain't
that's
gonna
not on
lie
my
to you.
playlist.
I went to a graduation. Them kids sing "I Believe I Can Fly" like they wrote the song themselves, and I said, "Them Polo Babies, I don't even know what they say."
Hey, Trapped in the Closet still dope. I mean,
oh my god,
that was like a real movie.
Stop.
Right?
You wanted to see part two?
But you know what's so funny? Remember, speaking of that, back in the day, they would make like big, long movies, small little dramatic movios that kept going and kept going. There was a part 1, part 2.
You know what's crazy? When that first came out, I was out here. I was living here, and I was going home to visit. It had just hit here, so they might have been like 3 or 4 episodes, but they had came out that there was 12, right? I get home, my brother had the whole DVD set. I was like, it was 12. He was like, no, bro, it's 24. I'm like, what? I watched the whole joint while I was home. So I was like, yo.
I got mine bootleg as hell.
Yeah, it was bootleg.
5 DVDs for $10.
Oh my god!
I was on my shit. I'm that old. Like, but
yo,
for me, it's the only reason I couldn't do is the song itself. I can't take 4 dudes singing soprano at the same time. No. We can't all sing high. Somebody got to take a bass line. Somebody. Like, we can't all go, what the hell is going on? Well, you know what the hell is going on? Hey, man, one of y'all got to drop your voice a little bit.
How we both have voices.
And then the female singing, she up there too. So at some point, somebody got to come down.
Can somebody harmonize?
Like, can we get a normal conversation? Like, just ask me what the hell's going on.
Right. Hey,
bro, what the hell going on?
Is the barbershop still the place?
Not so
much. Because it doesn't sound like
Not like it used to be. Not at all.
I mean,
As a person who ain't been since COVID, because you couldn't be that close to my face.
I
let it grow out, and I ain't been back since.
I shave my own. I don't even go in the barbershop.
But that was black therapy for me. Like I grew up in a barbershop.
That's why I'm asking.
It used to be the cornerstone of the black community, right there with the church, right? Yes. But the church has died out, and barbershops has died out.
For me, I grew up in the barbershop. That was how I learned to be a man. My mom would drop me off. I work at the barbershop there all day. They feed me. Man, I make a little extra side money running to the store getting shit. And that was back when kids could go to the store and buy cigarettes.
By themselves.
Yes.
First of all.
You buying them for somebody else. You might take 2 or 3 out the pack.
And it didn't cost $10.
No. Man,
you go broke
in there. Miss Lucille, my mama said she needs some Virginia Slims, a Pepsi, and $1 worth of bologna.
Yes.
Miss Lucille, when they put that order together, tell your mama, I'm going to see you Saturday. We're going to play some cards. And that was a get
Yeah.
They don't have like kids. They will never know what it's like to like go to the corner store to like,
buy penny candy.
They don't ride bikes no more.
There's no such thing.
No such thing as penny candy.
No
such thing. There's not. You can't even get shit for $1 at the dollar store.
No, it's
no.
Yeah.
It's $1.05.
Trust me, I frequently shop at the dollar store.
It's like, yo, we've advanced in so many ways, and I appreciate that.
But we lost so much.
We
in that.
lost so much, man. So much.
You remember when you was a kid, you would go in there and the grown folks would be talking, but you couldn't say nothing?
Nothing.
But you got all the good gossip, so when you get back to your
You were the
family,
fly
yeah.
you was the ones telling everything. You heard what happened to me. Hey, you heard what happened to Maybelline?
Yep. Tell it.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Well, your mom said, your mom came over here Thursday, your mom said,
no, kids don't even play no more.
nah.
Yeah, no, that's
They
true.
don't even play
Or if
no
they
more.
do, it's an organized thing they call a play date where they're not really playing. They're sitting down watching something or playing on a tablet.
We all got tablets.
But
we
here's
get
the
together
thing.
to do this.
Right, but here's the thing. Do you blame parents these days? A, because they're young. B, because, again, technology, like you guys pointed out. So there's not, and you can't go outside. And again, you can't go outside because your kid's going to get kidnapped. There's going to be drive-bys. So there's the risk of your kid being
and I
shot.
remember where my mama would threaten to kidnap me. I hope somebody take your ass. You better get outside. They take you. They'll bring you back.
Yeah, because
my mama wasn't.
But again,
being outside kids.
But it's a different.
It is
such a different time. It is such a different time. I think there was evil out there, no doubt. But it's just a different type of evil. And nowadays, it's done in broad daylight. Look at last year, June, when all the graduations were happening, you had kids rolling up to the high school just shooting people right before they graduate. That happened to in West Seattle, at Garfield, right?
Now they're just so blunt. They're just so
blunt.
There's
no
no
fight anymore.
Yeah, because I can guarantee you, when y'all were growing up, when I was growing up, I went to a high school in Eastern Washington where everybody was hunters, so it was not uncommon to see a shotgun at school in the back of a truck.
Right.
Because guess what? The dudes just got back from quail hunting because they went out at 3:00 in the morning. They went quail and duck hunting, and then they went to school. Yeah. Right, and so they had the sheets in the back, and then they had in the back of the on the gun rack. Right. And so, but if there was any beef, nobody thought one moment, let me go grab my shotgun and shoot some motherfucker up.
Give an ass whooping or take an ass whooping.
Right.
There was no in between.
Right.
You would fight.
Fight.
But the craziest part, 2 weeks later, y'all done fought it out. You got respect.
Yeah.
You can be in the same area.
Yeah.
Man, talking about the fight and somebody else will bring it. Didn't y'all fight?
And either we was fighting again, or we was letting it go.
Yeah.
But kids today scared to get ass whooping.
Right.
Don't know how to take an ass whooping.
My kids do.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing.
Tell you that.
You have to know how to take an ass whooping. These kids do a lot. They sell wolf tickets. They talk so tough.
Like for me growing up, three-way calling was the way you got that ass whooped. Because man, I'm talking to your girl, but now your girl done snuck that party line with that three-way calling. Now your dude hear what I'm saying. He ain't shit. Man, I don't know why you messing with him no more. See, now the internet, they go right into Instagram and they write each other's sending messages.
I mean, Facebook has a group that says, "Are we dating the same guy?"
Ain't that crazy?
Right?
Ain't that crazy?
And I know a couple people who have
Sweetheart,
been
honey,
on
boo-boo.
there.
I don't know that group they talking about.
Yeah.
I'm married to you.
And that's what they do.
Ain't that crazy?
And I know a couple of my girlfriends are on it just for entertainment purposes. And oh my God, our group chat is hilarious. They're like, oh my God. Oh, they're so
Is there something out there for dudes? Is there
I don't know. That's a good question. Is there? I don't know. There must be, but I know for the women.
Our engineer's shaking her head like she like.
I don't know, but but definitely for men.
Gracious.
You could. I don't want to join that because I don't need to know.
That's crazy. And here's what's crazy about that, because if I'm single and I holler at you and I'm hollering, if I'm hollering, doesn't mean we're dating, but you gonna put me on that little website and be like, who's dating Scooter?
Right. But it's not even that. Hey, this person, they have a Tacoma, they have a Seattle, they have Washington. So
and then you wonder why these kids at school got all these little because at my school, kids got a whole bunch of different sites where this the ugly group of kids, or
See,
this is
they have different.
There's different things. Like they bully different.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was a fan of uglypeople.com. I don't know about you. Uglypeople.com. I wish y'all would come back.
I didn't even know that was a real thing.
That was a real website.
What?
I used to sit up late at night,
Right, there was
smoke a
one.
blunt, man, and stroll away.
Uglypeople.com.
Yeah.
Strolled across a person I actually had met before, and I said, I see why your ass is up here. Like, man, this has got to be a real site right here, because your
But
face is
here's
on
the thing. Oh, this is the thing that kills me when it comes to genders.
Okay.
And the way, so men want women to look a particular way, right? Y'all need to take care of yourselves. Don't come at me if you ain't this, that, or the other thing. Now, mind you, I know women, we have certain lists as well.
Yes,
I get that.
Please.
But physically, men are, I feel, far harder on women than,
No.
Yes, y'all are.
No.
Yes, y'all are. Because
I'm not going to let you tell them lies.
no, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. No, I'm not lying.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you say
The thing is, let me say what I
Go
gotta say.
ahead.
But the thing is, you got men now, and you may not be either one of these types of men, but there are men out there, and I know women know this for a fact, that if you are not hourglass, got the big booty, got the big titties, got the perfect body, then you ain't worth being hard at. But the man who is doing that and criticizing you is all fucked up.
Wait, first off,
And then my thing is I'm not done.
Go ahead. Please,
my thing is that if you are expecting,
pick this back up on the next episode.
if you are expecting a woman, especially if you've been with your woman for a while, and because it happens, the reason I cheated on you, baby, is because you don't take care of yourself no more. You just got all out of shape. Well, bruh, I had babies by you. I'm in here working. We doing double income working, yada yada yada, right?
First off, we
Bro,
have
I'm not
babies
done.
together.
Did you birth the baby?
No.
No.
Yes, without my sperm, you have
get the
nothing.
baby.
But you know
That
what?
was
Without
your
my
weapon.
body,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have it.
Thank you.
That was a thing that was happening.
I donated that to
You
you.
gave that
But
to
the
me.
thing is,
Right. We
but
came
it
together.
takes
We
two-
grew
right.
together.
But without me being able to carry it, your ass cannot carry it. Because God did not make men to have babies because they
That's
are
y'all
weak
sin.
and
No, because that was
cannot.
y'all sin. That
No,
was y'all
and
sin. Y'all ate
cannot.
the apple.
Mm-mm.
Y'all ate the apple. That was
Have
y'all
some of this.
sin.
We
Oh
still
wow! Okay, so I guess that since we ate the apple,
Told you my
we-
daddy was in the church.
So I guess-
we ain't never seen the Bible before.
So I guess
did
we
this,
shouldn't
but-
be having babies
I'm
because
just
your
saying,
mama.
that's y'all sin.
Because no,
Okay.
had we not eaten the apple,
You know,
we wouldn't be sitting here.
I mean,
Would we
maybe,
be sitting here?
Maybe
I'm
it would have
going-
came a different way.
It was a damn
You know
good
what I mean?
apple. I ain't tripping because we ate the apple.
Right.
But
When
let's
we-
get back to the point you was making.
My
'cause
point
this
is,
the
here's
thing
my
I wanna
thing.
argue.
My thing is this. If you gentlemen are going to be so critical of your woman that you are with, who has given you children, who works with you, who's trying to be your partner in life to build a life with you,
Okay.
but you all of a sudden see some young or even older woman who may look better or whatever the case may be, stop and think for a minute before you start stepping out as to why you want to step out. Well, because you hear these excuses.
Because y'all forcing it
Wait,
on us.
let me finish. Because women hear these excuses. I don't understand how we force it. I gave you children. I sacrificed my body. I sacrificed my body.
I'm saying
I
y'all forced the
sacrificed
boobs.
my body.
Y'all forced the hourglass. I opened up my Facebook, my TikTok, my Instagram.
Do we force that?
Yes.
Do we force that?
It's all in my timeline. Even if I ain't looking for it, it's in there.
We don't
booty,
force it.
Chest, booty, chest, booty. So what I'm supposed to be wanting? Booty, chest. Don't act like y'all don't do the same thing. I don't want no short king. I don't want no little king.
You know
I don't
what?
Want, dad bods. Well, 1 minute dad bod hot. Guess what? I got a dad bod, but why I ain't hot? You know why? Because I'm only 5'8", because I'm biblical height. That's why.
That's the average height.
Because I'm biblical height. Yeah, because I'm biblical height. Now nobody want me, right? Now all of a sudden, you got to be 5'10" and up. I don't want no short king. Y'all do the same exact shit. And guess what? I can't go on the internet and do this.
Hey, get
Why not?
you do it.
Why not? Why can't you put yourself in the gym? Why can't you put? It happens all the time. You see brothers out there working out, going like this and flexing.
So you telling me if you go to the gym, you've never met me. You come in the gym and you see me getting it, booty working out,
doing your punches.
My butt is looking like it could crack 2 walnuts.
Oh, I'm looking.
And I'm walking around here.
Yeah. I'm like, damn.
And I'm walking around here.
I'm like, that nigga look
all
good.
silverback gorilla with my booty sticking out. You're going to be like, ooh, look at his booty.
Yeah.
Stop. Ain't no woman looking at no man working out
you know
on
what?
his booty.
Rest in peace, my parents. I swear on their lives. They are no longer living, and I don't swear on my parents' lives. I've done it. Yeah. I'm like, damn. But okay, I'm kind of jealous of that brother's back. I need an ass like that. How do you do that?
Please do.
But I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not saying all men are like that, but I'm just asking those men who think about it. Because, yes, it's easy to go get a manufactured woman. Very easy to do that. Yeah. Far harder to find a manufactured man. Much easier to find a manufactured woman. Okay? Because, first of all, men's metabolism and they build muscle quicker and things of that nature, right?
I'll be glad when she turned this mic over, y'all. I got some shit.
But my only thing is that I think that if men actually realize that we as women can't always have perfect bodies because we birth your children.
I don't think men really want you to have a perfect body.
Oh, okay.
They want it to be right for them.
Scoop, let me get this one. I can't take it no more. My heart hurt. Open the door. Walk on in, please. Please and thank you. Let me, as an average guy of average appeal, looks, body, whole nine, I've never been top notch on shit. And again, the statement you made is a woman will want a manufactured man make herself beautiful for the man's purpose?
No, we do that for ourselves.
I'm taking off my interpretation. A man a hump a moose. 2 a.m, 4 or 5 drinks in the club, don't give a flying fuck what it look like, just want to go home with a hole. That is what a man is. A man will do it, and a man has no. But the problem of it is the man's pride and shame will not walk out with that woman because his mind state is we have been told that that's going to be looked down if we didn't get the top tier woman. So again, it don't happen. Cause I've been married 23 years. I got fat with my wife. She got pregnant. She got babies. I ate right along with her. When she didn't have a baby, her body went back down. Mine did not. She got pregnant again. I was excited because now we back eating. Right. She got the baby out of her. Her body went back down. Mine did not. My boobs are now bigger than her boobs. And when we take off our shirt, I get mad because I stand in the mirror and I go, well, damn. My nipples is hanging further than yours is. You have then on top of that, I will go in there and look at my back. It looked like it swirled up like a honey bun. And my wife is standing there 135 pounds in the mirror with a flat stomach, ain't never did a sit up a day in her life. And I survived 12 years of the army. Let me tell you something. When men look at women, it is not a whole physical thing. Because at some point, the woman's going to open her mouth. And that's where we have issues. Because when you say, I had babies by you and my body did all of this, at the same time that you're saying and telling me all of that, did you or did you not ask me, is it what I wanted? Because if I didn't want it and I decided I wanted to leave it, now it's my fault because I'm not emotionally connected to you anymore. That your physical appearance becomes what you think I'm using. No, it is because we talk and we don't have anything in common anymore. And the other person that I talk to is showing an interest in me. Again, when your body changes, most women will turn around and that body changing is what they will jump on and swear, my man no longer wants me. You never asked the man if he still wants you.
Take that, Terry Free.
That's not true.
Take that, Terry Free.
But again, the other thing too, I said I can't speak on you guys.
And again, I'm not speaking on you. I am speaking to the camera at the women and based off this conversation that you just put out. Because again, I'm sitting here listening to this, and there's no way in the hell that matches because there's so many different reasons for why. Again, can I say that I cheated on my wife? Never on camera will I ever say I cheated on my wife. Ever. Tell on me? No, I'm not about to do that right there. But there are people that's going to go tell my wife whatever. And if my wife believes it, you know how many times I got to deny and argue a question?
But that's not what we're talking about.
Hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying now. So again, hypothetically, when a woman thinks that a man is thinking, you are trying to think like something you are not. So therefore, there's no way for you to ever get it right. And I can't argue what's in your head if you never tell me out your mouth. So therefore, when you say it, it has to have meaning. It can't be hypothetically. My girl said. These are things that trigger arguments because you make me defensive before I even hear what you're trying to say. And again,
Steve Harvey was wrong, ladies. You cannot think like a man.
But I'm not going to dispel that at all. I agree with you 100,000%. That's why, for me as a woman, you listen to other people, their experiences, things of that nature. I am not one of those people. I firmly do not come to me for relationship advice. I will not give you relationship advice. You know why? Because the way I view a relationship or the experiences I've had in my relationships, I'm not you, right? And the people that I've been with are not you. The men that I've been with are not you. So, and no doubt, men and women think totally different. Yes. We already know women are emotional. We thrive on emotion. Men, it's more thinking, that kind of thing.
You don't know if a man's emotional until you get to know that man. And no man is going to put his emotions on his sleeve the first. It's a trust factor.
But here's the thing.
I was merely talking about physical. I didn't even go into the emotional.
But women love to say that men think with their penis. Men think. Truthfully, women think with their cooch.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But see, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Men get applauded for dicking down as many women as they can. Right? And men get applauded. Yeah, I got 3 baby mamas, 10 baby mamas.
No man gets applauded for that.
No. Anyway, but the thing is, all of a sudden, if you've got 3 baby daddies, 5 baby daddies, whatever, we're the hoe.
Yeah.
But why is that?
Yeah. We're gonna see it that way.
You got 3 baby daddies.
You got 3 baby daddies. You couldn't keep one of them.
Yeah, right. But it's not even about keeping. Because again, going back to your conversation that you wanted to bring up, for whatever reason, it didn't work out.
So
maybe
that means
the communication,
you started talking about something that I didn't like, and I left you and the baby. I was willing to give up my kid to get away from you. See, sometimes they don't factor that in.
No doubt. Right. You have to be careful.
Down by physical attraction, but when you talk, you start to lose points when you start telling me what I hear.
Yes.
Again, I'm not going to a gym. There's no need for me to go to one. The people in there want to get better. I'm as great as I'm going to be. I like me as me.
Right.
But I've seen men who are literally go lose 30 pounds so they can be attractive in some woman's eye.
And they still.
But it's vice versa. Again, manufactured women.
If I'm an asshole as a man, no matter how many muscles I put on the outside, at some point the asshole on the inside is going to come out.
Absolutely.
So again, I'll use this reference. When I used to see women and I would go, why are you with this dude that's doing you like you say he's doing you? And if I liked you, you don't look at me because I'm not what you physically want.
Yes.
I'm not 6 foot tall. I'm not athletically gifted. All that is physical shit.
Yes.
But if I can pay your bills, keep you emotionally stable, give you comfort when you need it, hold you when you can't hold yourself up, you won't see that until you get to know me.
Right.
You gotta get past my physical to get that.
But that's any relationship.
Exactly.
But that's any relationship.
That's what I'm going at with it. Every relationship is built different.
And that's again why I will never. It kills me.
But you say you don't date, so
I never said I don't date. I never said that. I said my mindset is my mind the way that. Because dating is nowadays is so different. I come from a mindset where I was in a marriage for so long, so that's what I'm accustomed to.
So if a dude approaches you,
but dating
is that where his mind
needs
to be?
Huh?
If a dude approaches you, is that where his mind needs to be? Does he need to approach you with the intent of we date X, Y amount of time with the intent to marry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm too old to be playing these stupid ass games. Like I've been there, done that.
Women love to say that and play the most games. But
it's true. I think that
face, I wish I could wish this camera around real quick because I'm telling you right now. This conversation is amazing because her facial expressions, she's on everybody's side.
Right. But I can only go on my personal. My personal. I'm not saying for her or for you guys. This is again personal. That's my personal mindset because of my life experience, because of what I've gone through, right? So I'm not. I would much rather have you approach me and say, look, I'm not trying to do X, Y, or Z, but hey, let's go kick it and have some fun. I'm a great travel partner. We can go, okay, cool. At least I know where your head is at. At least I know, hey, if we gonna sleep together, it ain't gonna be nothing serious. I'm gonna get mine, you gonna get yours,
that's what
and then
it's
that's
gonna be
cool.
until we around each other sometimes.
But again, that's the thing.
Because
Is
like,
that
if I
you
approach you and I say, I'm just trying to smash tonight, and I don't really think it's going to last. I don't know if it was going to last. I might smash you. You could be the greatest thing ever to me. And now all of a sudden, I'm chasing you in the daylight with a flashlight trying to find you.
Right, and that can very well happen, and that's when
y'all
you
are
do
pimping nowadays. That's one of the biggest things. Women's are big pimps right now.
What?
Y'all
Women? Yeah, and I think what's happened is
it is the 90s in reverse right now.
We as women have realized that we are okay with being sexual. It's okay that we no. See, that's so wrong. That's so fucking wrong.
Is that a code word for whore?
But
is that why? Why
is that what y'all say about us?
No, we don't. Society does not say that. Stop. Society goes, oh, yeah,
no. Y'all women quick to be like,
but it's applauded.
A woman will give a man an opportunity to change, thinking they're going to be the one that changes. If he was a hoe before he met you, 9 times out of 10 he's a hoe with you.
Right.
He's going to be a hoe after you.
Right.
He ain't stopped being a hoe. He may not be as hoe-ish as he was before.
Yeah.
Don't mean he stopped hoeing at all.
Well, but I think that it's a choice too, right?
Right. True.
Maybe all of a sudden you find somebody that you go, damn, I don't feel like being a hoe no more because this person has come into my life, whatever the case may be.
That ain't what happened. My wife said, you gonna marry me? And I said, okay. And then that was the end of it right there. We didn't argue about it, never no more. And 23 years later,
but it's a choice.
But you know what it is for me?
But you made a choice.
I want to love somebody unconditionally, and that's hard for me. Like I want to be able to trust you, love you, but also feel that that's coming back. You dig what I'm saying? I feel that as in true relationships, and this is why relationships go to shit nowadays. I feel because we're not totally honest with each other.
Right.
We're not transparent with each other. I got a homeboy, and I was at his house one time. We were sitting around drinking. We got to playing this little drinking game, and it was him and his new lady, right? And we kicking it, and she it was a card, and the card was like who at the table slept with the most people. So he was like, man, if I was sitting here with anybody else other than you, Scooter, I would say me, right? Because we clown about it, right? And his wife was like, well, me. I slept with a lot of dudes, right? So I said, well, I don't know, man. Me and this guy got some stuff. And he was like, shh. And I was like, what? I'm like, dude, wait a minute. First of all, she's admitting that she done been around.
Right.
And this is your chick. But I'm like, you got secrets from your chick? To me, if you my lady, really my lady, why would I have secrets from you?
Right. And but again, the term unconditional.
Your wife don't know past stuff about
But here's the thing, unconditional, that means that any transgression that happens for either one of you, when you say unconditional, you are going to say, okay, I forgive that transgression.
No, I mean unconditional at the beginning.
At
the beginning. At the beginning. Anything that happens after we together.
Yeah, that's...
No, you cheat on me while we together. No, the unconditional has went out the window.
Because
conditions
really,
have just changed.
Yeah.
This is why I don't agree with that tell everything. Because again, the term I learned a long time ago, anything you say can and will be used against you.
Yeah.
I found that out when they put the handcuffs on you and when they slide a wedding ring on your hand. Those are the two most important times that statement carries weight. Because if my wife comes back 20 years from now going, I heard and I didn't tell you, we ain't got to talk about it.
Right.
But if I told you, I cannot argue that because it is now fact. I told you. So when you bring it back up like, and I use
you
that
did it before.
But I don't think your past should be held against you. That's my personal opinion.
How does most relationships start to break up? Because either somebody brings some kind of baggage to the forefront.
We all bring baggage.
Exactly. But that's the reason why most relationships break up. Because that old baggage, as soon as it looks like a duck, what do we call it? A duck. Yeah. So if I'm with you now and your ex ever said XYZ, when I say XYZ, your flight senses go off, and all of a sudden,
the traumas, yeah. But
you're
that's
holding me accountable of what that man did, not what I did.
But again, that's coming from, and I agree with you on that. That happens all the time. But that's because a lot of people don't want to recognize their own trauma, and don't want to recognize their own and say, okay, this is what you are doing in the beginning of relationships. When that happens, they don't want to say, hey, this is a trigger for me.
Right.
The reason why I reacted like that is because it's a trigger for me. We need to have a conversation about that, or that person who's triggered doesn't want to come to grips, because you're right, it's totally unfair.
It's not
unfair. I've had those conversations. It happens all the time.
When me and my wife first got together, we didn't date. We talked over the phone. And for conversation purposes, late night, we talking. This is how my family did. This is what I went through. This is how I grew up. Right. All those things was laid on the table. The thing we didn't talk a lot about was old relationships. And the reason why is because I didn't want to know what some other man did to you.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but I feel shouldn't. I don't want to talk about it, but I shouldn't feel I can't, though, is what I'm saying.
It's right. If you want to tell me, but I'm not asking. Because whatever I do with you is what I'm doing.
But what if something, what if you have something, maybe you didn't do it exactly, but what if there is something that's similar, that you unknowingly.
But again, you're still judging me from him.
But again, no doubt. But what I'm saying is, I think communication is key. One of the biggest keys to a relationship. Now, no doubt, people hold things against, whatever you may do because of their past traumas. Now, your wife, if that were to happen, then that's something that your wife should be able to tell you, hey.
Here's exactly what I mean. So that way you understand exactly the point I'm making.
All right, go ahead.
If me and you are arguing and we're both talking loud, doesn't mean that we're angry at each other because we talk loud. We're both loud talking, we're animated talking. But if the past relationship, when that happened, the loud talking went, he swung at you. Now, because I'm animated and I'm loud, you're looking for me to hit you. And if you tell me, now you want to hit me, right? You're arguing with me and you're making me have to defend. Right. That wasn't my intention. I wasn't going that direction. We were just having a conversation. It was spirited. It was animated.
I understand that.
But that trauma that you bring, when you tell me this man used to hit me, it's going to now make it so that I can't express myself to you.
But not necessarily. I have to be real
careful how I talk to you.
Well, but
I can't be me in this conversation. Like the way you cut me off right now. If we were dating, we couldn't date no more because you won't let me finish what the hell I'm saying. So if we're going to argue, we couldn't be together because we're never going to get a conversation. We're never going to get to a point. And I get what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. You're not saying everybody. You're using unique situations.
Yeah.
I'm talking in general based off of my experience. Right. The whole reason I didn't date before my wife and kick it, if you go with me, that was cool. I never said I go with you because my mentality was real simple. If anything doesn't work, I don't want to have to do this whole let's break up. Because I've seen, it don't take, but I wink to get together. You wink at me and I like you too, we together. But when it's time to break up, it takes forever to break up.
I just date. For real, I date because as a person who dates, I then can meet different folks. Right? I tell women openly I'm dating. Right. I'm dating. What I do with her, I might not do with you. What I do with you, I might not do with her. Right.
Right, because you're getting to know people.
I'm trying to find my person.
But a woman who's never dated says that because we went to dinner, we're together now.
Right.
So when I see you out at the movies with somebody else, I'm doing the whole, I can't believe he had to move. If you didn't know my definition of dating because you never asked me to clarify it, you can't be mad at me for me doing what I am doing because that's what I meant when I
said dating.
But that's communication, right?
Exactly. But the other side of it is a woman who's never done it before won't ask. They assume. Because they're based off of when the other guy took me to dinner and we slept together, we started 6 months, we were together. It was a relationship starter. So again, because I took you to dinner and we slept together, if I could have slept with you without taking you to dinner, that would have been better for me.
That's just a booty.
I wasn't even hungry. I wasn't even
straight up booty.
I got my food to go. Like I was already packed up in 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, I get it. And I think with relationships just as a whole, just as a society, we really don't communicate.
We don't.
And we have so many, like we just said.
And we're going farther away
from it. Like we just talked about, especially at our age, we all come with baggage. I say now it's not just baggage. It's like a fucking full set of luggage, right? It's not. It's because
I feel like I got baggage. I gotta be honest.
Because
I feel like I got baggage.
everybody does. Because when you were younger in your 20s and early 20s and to mid 30s, it was still just kind of baggage, right? You're still early on. Anything past 35 and above, you're dating people who have multiple baby daddies or mamas or whatever. There's so much. So now it's become a whole luggage situation. So.
But it goes back to
I got
people
no backpack. I don't know if I got.
Oh, shut up!
Me, I just had a little tote bag myself, a little hand purse or something. But again, it goes back to a lot of times we go back to society, how people look at it.
Yeah.
Again, when someone's single after a certain age, we start going, "What's wrong with them?"
Oh, I get it all the time.
Man, what's wrong with you? I ain't
all,
nobody.
all the time.
But
I'm
I can't find the person I want to be with.
But
Why
see,
should I settle?
That's what changes though. Once you get older, once you get past a certain age, now men are looked at, like I'm looked at as desperate now that I want to be in a relationship. So women really don't want to rock with me, right? But women that are single, you're a cougar. You sought after. They want to see what's up with you. So it's things switch. Now that I'm older, and they're like, dude, he 50 extra. You ain't got nobody. Why you ain't got nobody? What's wrong with him? Right? And
you're a silver fox.
No, and I don't get that. I don't got no silver. It took me extra 50 years to get this right here. I forced this out.
No,
I've never seen this man rub his chin to try to get it out right there.
I would agree with both of you on.
It's like if I see a single dude who's never been married and he's 55, I'm thinking, man, red flags are flying. Like I would never put you with my sister.
Why?
And
I've never been married
because it's the way we've been taught. We've been raised that man. For a man to be a man, and if he's got kids, he's been a family. But if you didn't marry that woman, they're going to look at something's wrong with you, and you didn't do. See, again, when I got married, I was just tired.
Right.
I knew I found what I wanted. I'm not about to go search for what's supposedly better. I found what I wanted.
Right.
Lockdown, been good, stay right where I'm at, comfortable.
Boom.
But at the same breath, those transitions in life, there's been those time frames where my wife has felt like, oh, man, you put your career before me. Oh, you.
But that's growth.
But it was, if she didn't say that, I didn't feel the same thing she felt.
Okay.
Again,
I want to settle down now because I figure if I settle down, the average woman that I settle down with got to be somewhere between 48 and 50 something, right? Which means she should be tired of the same bullshit.
we done roll this merry-go-round long enough. It's time to get out here.
So we should be able to be like, I'm tired. She's like, I'm tired too.
Let's rest together.
Yeah, let's rest together.
Let's rest together.
You know what I mean?
Let's rest together.
That's what I feel.
Let's go travel. Let's go get it. Yeah.
But the same thing, if you see an older man with a younger woman, the first thing, he paying all her bills. It could be she just really like him.
Nowadays, all the younger women are like, I'm paying all the bills.
But again, we get in this whole new society of the internet where these women are coming forward saying, I make six figures. I.
Right.
And then when they holler, I want a man, what man is really going to, like for me, you can be my sugar mama. I ain't tripping.
Real.
Cash out. Let me get your credit card.
I want to be a house husband. I want to sit at home on the couch. Look, bonbons.
You come here Thursday. How was your day, honey?
You come home to a cooked meal. You come home to a cooked meal.
Kitchen
I have your shoes out. Bath water running. What's up, babe? What you need? Rub down? Man, shoot. I know when you take that bra off, you need to get that right there going. I'm right there.
Unhook the back and so they can fly freely.
I'm right there. I tell you what, I'm looking to be a house husband.
But then at the same breath, it's that because of the way my personality is, like I feel like 50-50 works better.
Facts.
But the coolest part about a relationship is never gonna be even. It's somebody gonna always want a little more. 51,
Well,
49.
Well, you know what's hard
But
now?
growth, right? But aren't you supposed to like? I've always been under the impression and under the belief that as one grows, the other and sees that, then the other you should rise up, right? You should motivate each other to be that best and to support each other. Does it always happen that way? Absolutely not, because both genders' egos get in the way.
But then there's also that with growth. I use comedy for this one. If I'm traveling with Scoop, we going up and down the road, and he's booking every weekend. And I'm sitting at home going, man, when you get back, tell me how that trip went. As a comic, and I know if I'm on stage, I'm just as nice, or I think I'm just as funny. And at some point, when he comes back from a trip, I'm not going to be there to say, hey, man, how was it? because I'm over here with this other guy who wasn't traveling, and now he's going, well, shit, he doing this, and you. Relationships are the same way. For a man to grow, a woman will see his growth, and a man will give that woman that credit for that. But when a woman grows, it's hard for the man to give that woman that same credit because we've been taught that as the man, we're supposed to be the leader. So now that roles are starting to change and the internet is saying it's okay for women to stand out front, we as men will look at another man as he's soft because he's allowing his woman to be that.
Yeah.
And it's not that we actually envy him because his woman is able to do it. And when he messes up, we on his ass. Hey, bro, how you messed that up?
Right.
But like I used to tell people all the time, when I coach, I tell my kids, when you got a girlfriend and she's the best looking thing in the world, every other little boy want that same girl as you do. You lucky to have her. But at the same breath, you can talk as bad as you want about that girl. It's not gonna make the other little boy say, "Oh, I don't want her."
Right.
Not at all.
So again,
that's gonna make him want
when a man tells what his woman do, like I've never pillow talked about what my wife does because even my friends, they still listening because they men.
Yeah.
And if she's doing all that for me, when I get her, she'll do 2 times more for me. So that's why
that's the problem with a lot of. I don't do that, dude. You can't. You ain't know how me and my lady get down. I'm not talking about nothing. Right. She is a mystery to you, motherfucker. She is my best friend.
So we've been friends, what, about 6 years?
Yeah.
What the inside of my house look like?
I know what your garage is like.
Scoot has been, me and him been friends, and this is my road dog. But I don't allow dudes inside of my house. I got a shed in the back. You can come around the house. We go out there, we sit, we can drink. I don't allow dudes to cross my threshold, and there's a reason. Not because I got the greatest woman in the world. I just don't put that temptation on either one of them. I don't need my wife to have to change how she dresses in the house because I got people over. You comfortable. This is your house, queen. Walk like you want. But as if my friend, you're not coming in my house and get comfortable because then when I'm not home and you pull up talking about something, I was waiting for you. My wife knows you. She let you in the door. I don't know what happened between the time that I wasn't there. So now in my head, I can come up with any thought I want to. And again,
but you know what? But that's where the dude got to be a dude. You know what I mean? Like if I come to your crib and you not home, and you say, well, go ahead, just wait. Nah, I'm gonna go back out to the car.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the car anyway. I don't want to sit around your lady. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to be around her and you not around because that's not how I get.
Scoop know my wife.
Yeah.
Me and Scoop, we got history. My wife is with me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Scoop knows if anything ever happened to him and I'm not present, my wife is gonna jump in the same way I would to make sure he's solid.
That's fact.
It's family. I don't have friends. I tell people all the time I've never used that as a title. You either family or somebody I fuck with. If you just somebody I fuck with, you cool. When I see you, I see you. We good when you leave, I don't think nothing else about it. If you family, you can call me. It don't matter what time of night, don't matter what the situation is.
Right.
I'm gonna respond the best way I can.
Right.
But I also don't put people in situations of if is the biggest word in any conversation that I've ever had with somebody. That's like when somebody gives me a backhanded comment. Man, you a cold comic, but as soon as you say but, ass in your mouth should taste nasty. I want you to spit. Like, don't say what you about to say.
Man, we done talked it up, man.
All right. Wow, we covered a lot.
We covered a lot of things, yo. I appreciate y'all.
There's no argument.
Final words, Jay Will, what you got, man?
Y'all know what it is, man. I'm Jay Will, the comic. Always, I would never argue my opinion, man. I only argue facts. So if you don't like something I say, you can always get in my inbox, holler at me. I'm not yelling at my co-host. I'm not arguing with some women folk. Don't think I'm in here trying to man bash her any kind of way. This woman is tough. Trust you, in a fight, I believe she wins. With that being said, I throw these dudes at you.
Terry, what you got?
Again, Joy, just sitting here with both y'all. Good conversation. So enjoy it, I guess.
I appreciate y'all. You know what I love about this? Because again, Coffee and Condoms was my brainchild. But what I love about it is because it flows naturally with us, right?
Oh,
like,
man.
you know, I feel we can just talk about everything and anything.
I just cut them off all the time.
Hey, you know, I'll sit and be quiet because Ted Free is 4'11". But if y'all ever met her or know her, she's 6'8" and she got
and if you don't know, Terry be in the gym hitting the way she be doing the what's the Tough Mudder contest and all them other shit when she's the soldier with it. But that's what it is. Coffee and Condoms, man, catches every Saturday from 2 until apparently. You know what I'm saying?
2 until. I like that.
So that's what it is. 2 fingers. I'm out.
Bye.
See ya.
Hell yeah. I like that.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
I like that.
Wow, right there.
But I'm telling y'all, man, like today, I thought once I got a house and had my own shit, that like I was like, yo, women gonna fall out the ceiling. And I tell Jay, well, this shit is like pussy repellent.
You know,
having your own is not a good thing. When I was struggling, women were everywhere, but now it's like, but again,